First presenter is from Lodestar UM for Amul. How Amul strengthened its position despite a pandemic. Lodestar.
Ritu Upadhyay, please give us one moment. We will let you know when to start the presentation.
For the benefit of jury members, I just want to tell you that this particular case study presentation is carried live on Ad Club's YouTube channel and the website, Ad Club website. My humble submission is to all the jury members and all who are going to watch, please subscribe to the Ad Club channel.
Yes, Ritu Upadhyay, you can start the presentation.
Okay.
Yes, thank you so much. Very good morning to all of you. As the saying goes, the brave shall inherit the earth. Well, there was a series of decisions that we took for Amul, which were brave enough to be presented today as a case study. You see, Amul faced its own set of challenges as the pandemic broke, and a very large portfolio, actually 68 perishable brands supported by 3.6 million farmers, all of whose livelihood pretty much depended on milk. The Horeca business had completely come to a standstill, and the Horeca also accounts for a sizable chunk of business in the Amul scheme of things. With the pandemic, the consumers were very afraid to bring pretty much anything into the house, and that included milk as well. So Amul decided not to wait and watch, and we decided that we'll take very brave decisions to, take this forward and be agile. It was imperative that no decline in sales could happen. In fact, we had to explore new opportunities within the new paradigm and also leverage the softness in the market. Needless to say that we had to reinforce trust and promise availability to our consumers, assuring them that milk would always be available to them. So we quickly studied behavioral changes and impact during previous downturns, and we referenced over 75 articles trying to understand what really transpired in that time. And we mapped this to current mindset, mood, changes in habits across media, buying habits, viewing habits, eating habits. We pretty much studied everything, that was there to study. And we came up with 4 disparate learnings. The first one was that companies that invest in a downturn pretty much gain equity and even bounce back a lot faster, provided they do not go media dark. Consumers re-examine norms and patterns and are most likely to change habits during a downturn. We also learned that during the lockdown, a lot of dependency, was on the house help previously, and therefore a need for DIY conveniences. Search on recipes went up, exotic food, simple food, all searches went up. A lot of people were also stationed at home, missing their loved ones. Nostalgia, family bonding, even religion came to the forefront, given that there was a lot of uncertainty around COVID. So the mantra that we adopted was pivot and transform. And in doing so, a series of brave decisions were taken by us. The first brave decision that we took was that instead of stopping due to COVID, we would increase our visibility substantially. Now, you see, Amul was never really in the A2S, in the SOV game, right? Given that the A2S ratio was always less than 1%. So we transformed our strategy from that, and we catapulted Amul to the top 10 advertisers in the country in the history of the brand. In fact, we substantially increased Amul's SOV, and we leveraged genres like news and movies, boosted our digital presence on OTT, and even leveraged digital e-papers. Unprecedented media value was delivered as we leveraged market softness as well. The next brave decision that we took was that in a turbulent, uncertain world where most companies refrained from taking a stance, we proactively reassured and provided safety guarantees that would restore trust. Leveraging credible media, we got none other than the trusted warrior, our MD, Mr. R.S. Sodhi, to come speak to consumers and assure them that there was no need to panic. Milk and essentials would always be available, and our factories all operated within COVID norms. The next media decision that we took was that we brought alive trust by showcasing legacy and demonstrating partnership. Now, it's very opportunistic and quite possible to simply run a social message, make a TVC and run that on COVID. But we thought laterally and we conceptualized simple homemade recipes. This was showcasing 30 years of infallible daily partnership through 190 Amul classic ads, building on the legacy and trust and telling consumers that we would be there today, tomorrow, and always with them. Moving forward, we tapped into heightened religious sentiment and we predicted higher viewership of religious content. Now, like I said, that religious fervor was, pretty much in the foray. But somebody would come and tell us that why would you want to sponsor a content on DD? What about ratings? What about older content? So we pivoted and transformed from that understanding, and we predicted that religious content would do well. We convinced DD to allow us to sponsor the epic Ramayana and Mahabharata and reaped rich benefits in that. 1/200 the cost of IPL, 11.3 TVRs unheard of in the history of a GEC, reaching 287 million, highest of the top 5 programs that you would know today. You may check. The next brave decision happened when Amul launched a Panchamrit during lockdown, catering to the religious sentiments of many Indians that we know. Now, you see, it was very easy to be a part of a religious TV plan on an Astha or a Sanskar, but we thought that if we could further elevate the stature of this product, much like how the prasad that comes from a golden temple is so revered, we would associate with the Ayodhya Bhumi Pujan and we would elevate the stature of this product. We knew that Namo was going to be a brand ambassador. In fact, we managed to garner 1 lakh seconds of branded content and were present across news channels. Moving forward, our next brave decision happened when restaurants were shut. The Horeca business was completely down. Reputed chefs were missing their prominence and attention, and we simply lifted their spirits. These were not managed episodes, 2, 3, 4 episodes, which were with paid influencers, a lot of money being spent. But we moved away from that thought and we conceptualized simple homemade recipes, which was a non-stop live recipe show on Facebook Live with 3,300 chefs and 500 days of presence. These chefs were not paid by us at all. In fact, they were completely voluntary. As people started coming into us, we realized that a lot of A-listers also reached out to us. People like Saugata Guha, who happens to be a YouTube blogger, people from Hilton, Sheraton, you name it, and we had all of them on board. Michelin star chefs who are so difficult to come by, whether it was Thomas Gugler, who happens to be World Chef President, or Suvir Saran, all came on board to be a part of this mega momentum. In fact, a variety of sessions were conducted as part of this activity. It happened to be one of the largest influencer-based social experiment at almost zero cost. The next brave decision happened when cinema halls we saw were shut and no outdoorsy activity was actually possible. So we thought that why don't we reimagine our interaction on OTT? And of course, like I said, a movie plan, a theater channel plan, a sports plan was always possible. But we pivoted and transformed from that thought, and we decided that we must do something in film in the OTT space. So we meticulously selected movies like Saina, Tufan, and Rashmi Rocket and seeded in brands like Amul milk and ice cream seamlessly within this content. Each of the associations that you've seen right now have contributed to massive buzz and conversations and a lot of talkability as well. In fact, you see our pivot and transform strategy was a very swift COVID response strategy and part of many boardroom conversations that you would have been part of. A multi-touch point strategy to be precise. Let me take you through a short AV. Well, our efforts were not one-offs. They were designed to deliver results at scale, and they were designed to help our farmer friends as well. Amul grew double-digit despite the COVID pandemic. Brands like Panchamrit grew by 10%. In fact, our consumer pack sales also grew by 10%, mitigating loss of sales in Horeca to some extent. Of course, we helped our Horeca friends, ensuring 500 plus days of engagement with over 3,000 chefs engaged in this activity. Massive nostalgia, pride, and legacy. Twitter was abuzz for almost 3 months for this activity. Multi-fold POE and 3 times higher efficiency via the media leverage that we managed to get for the client. Searches rose many times higher, 10x to be precise. And like I said, for the first time in the history of Amul, did we rank in the top 10 advertisers in the country. That's all from us today. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Ritu.
Thank you, Ritu.
Smita, can you please announce the next
sure.
participant's name?
You can announce, and in the meantime, the jury members will get some time to score for this particular project. And we will have the second case study presented when the jury members give us a go ahead. So, Ritu, you made us feel hungry. With all the great food and chefs and everything.
Our next present is
Happy
Mind.
to provide it also.
Moving on to the next presentation, Mindshare for Boost Stamina Meter, a new currency in town.
Can we start the presentation, jury members?
Yeah, I'm okay because I'll score after
Yes,
once I
please.
see everything.
Okay, so should we start?
Yes, please go ahead.
Okay, Farah, all the best.
Thank you.
You can start the presentation. Your time starts now.
Yeah. Good morning, everybody. 2007 was a pivotal year for Indian cricket. A young leader, MS Dhoni, led a rookie Indian team to win the maiden T20 World Cup. Now, in the next year, Dhoni dropped both Ganguly and Dravid with a vision to have a young and agile fielding side. This is the exact moment when fielding became as important as batting and bowling. While it was Dhoni who started the importance of fitness, it was actually Virat Kohli who was responsible for bringing about a cultural change. As a captain, he made yo-yo tests mandatory. And even a player like Suresh Raina, with a reputation of being a T20 match winner, was left out since he failed. This shift of culture sparked new conversations amongst the next generation of Indian cricket fans. Kids today not only want to know who scored the most runs or who took the most wickets, but they are also interested in who ran the most between wickets or who covered more ground while fielding. Stamina has become the talk of the cricketing town. Now, when we looked at other sports like baseball, basketball, football, and tennis, we realized that while there are multiple performance ratings available across the sporting ecosystem globally, no sport, no broadcaster, no brand yet quantifies stamina. Boost for years has championed the 3x stamina proposition. It has a very strong association with cricket and has been associated with iconic brand ambassadors like Kapil Dev, Sachin, Virat, Dhoni. It is a very strong player when it comes to the south of the country and it enjoys almost 50% penetration. And in 2020, it decided to launch Pan India. But the challenge that the brand was facing was, stamina manifests itself best during outdoor sports and physical activity. But in 2020, the multiple lockdowns forced kids to stay at home and hence reduced the significance of stamina amongst brands' key audience. To sum it up, stamina required a boost for brands' growth. We saw this as an opportunity to introduce a new and unique currency to the world of sports, the Boost Stamina Meter. A never done before rating system that ranks players on the basis of their stamina displayed on field in real time. Using cricket as a starting point, we developed a data model that analyzed multiple parameters such as running between the wickets, time spent on crease, diving catches, and more. What we did was, we took the brand promise of stamina, added tons of good data, and created an enduring brand asset, the Boost Stamina Meter. After 6 months of lockdown and no sporting events, IPL came as a ray of hope, and Boost used this opportunity. We partnered with Disney plus Hotstar and CricBuzz to bring Boost Stamina Meter alive during IPL 2020. Across the course of the tournament, we identified and engaged with fans across high-octane moments of the game. Now, in the pre-match shows, we created dedicated segments that spoke about top players on the Stamina Meter leaderboard. We roped in 30-plus cricketing journalists, experts, commentators, and veterans like Harsha Bhogle, Virender Sehwag, Ajay Jadeja, and many more, who shared their in-depth understanding of highs and lows of the Stamina Meter. Not only that, during live matches, we tagged key moments with real-time unique stamina score of the players. What we also wanted to do was make stamina meter a part of all the social conversations that peak during the live matches. In order to do so, we created and circulated 500 plus contextual creatives. Not just that, we associated with the best players in the game to bring alive the value of stamina and its importance in the performance of a player. All our efforts ensured that Boost Stamina Meter became an important and integral part of all IPL conversations, wherein fans began interacting and referring to the leaderboard, the rankings, and the ratings. Let me now take you through an AV that shows the journey of this campaign.
Introducing the Boost Stamina Meter, an algorithm with 30 plus data points, like running between the wickets, time spent on crease, bowler run-up, pace of delivery, diving catches, and more. Players were segmented as per batsman, bowler, or all-rounder. This was run through statistical analysis like linear regression, and based on their live performance, every player was assigned with a unique stamina score. The Boost Stamina Meter made its first appearance at the Indian Premier League. We opened the innings with solid partnerships. Stamina scores of 184 players were displayed in real time. Jasprit Bumrah 80 points के साथ Boost Stamina Meter में अपने टीम में टॉप पर हैं. Leading commentators and experts reiterated the impact of stamina on a game. We have the Boost Stamina Meter. He batted throughout the inning, 120 balls, and then he's come out and he's been on the field for the next 17 overs as well. Boost Stamina Meter में से point देने पड़ते तो आप लोग कितने point देते? 100 में से 100. Fans were hooked on to insights behind competitive stamina scores. Key moments during the game were leveraged through 500 plus contextual creatives. Boost Stamina Meter built a one-stop destination for all things stamina. The campaign garnered 35 million video views, a whopping 4 billion impressions with 95% positive sentiments on social media. Market share increased by 900 basis points. Aided awareness increased by 1,000 basis points. It generated 4 times the value of a typical IPL campaign. Not just that, Boost Stamina Meter created an answer to a very important question in the world of sports. What's your stamina score?
Along with answering the most important question of what's your stamina score, Boost Stamina Meter also drove the all-important business gains for the brand. The campaign has captured the leaderboard across global and local awards. But most importantly, we strongly believe that Boost Stamina Meter can transcend across all sports and bring itself a new dimension in the world of sporting conversations. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Farah.
Thank you.
Smita, can you please announce the next presenter's name?
Sure. The next presenter is Wavemaker for Tata Tea Chakra Gold, Oru Tea Solunga, Avan Tea, please.
Vanshad Goyal, please share your screen with your with the computer audio. Please make sure that you're sharing the screen with computer audio.
Sure.
Please be ready and we will let you know when to start the presentation. And jury members, please do let us know once you're done with scoring.
I'm okay, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm done as well.
Yeah, we can start.
All right. Vanshad, you can start the presentation.
Sure. I'll just share my screen. Just please let me know if the screen is visible.
Sure. Yes, we can see the screen.
Sure. Shall I begin?
Yes, your time starts now.
Great. Hi, everyone. I'm Vanshad Goyal from Wavemaker. Allow me to take you through how we positively provoked ourselves during the most testing times of our life, the pandemic, to deliver our campaign Oru Tea Solunga for our brand Tata Tea Chakra Gold. We Indians love our tea. It outconsumes coffee by 5x and has a universal penetration across the country. It is regularly consumed not just at our homes or offices, but also at street side hot tea stalls. Meet Vijayan and Mohan, They are street side tea stall owners from Tamil Nadu. They sell tea by the street side so that they can see the world. They've been selling tea for the past 3 decades, and every time they feel that they've made enough money, they travel to another country. Every cup of tea they've sold helped them buy their next trip and fulfill their dreams. Just like them, we have many such small street side tea stalls that influence the tea economy in India in a big way. It drives out of home consumption for tea in India. Specifically in Tamil Nadu alone, where there are around 35,000 hot tea stall outlets, the most loyal sales channel for our brand Tata Tea Chakra Gold. And that makes them the heart of tea economy. And then the pandemic happened, forcing all street vendors, including tea stalls, to shut their shops. Most of these were uneducated with hardly any other skill. Most of them had migrated from villages to cities in search of progress, had either bank loans or huge mortgages against their pawnbrokers. Suddenly, many of these loyal brand partners were staring at an uncertain future with no further income. There was no brief. There wasn't even a campaign. There was just this dark reality of our life and the urge to do something about it that helps the brand's loyal partners during the time of distress. A tea stall is a meeting place with many purposes. Almost every Indian who drinks tea from the hot tea stalls have an emotional connection with the place and the people who run it. Over hot tea, it is here where work and personal stress is relieved, relationships are strengthened, where cricket is discussed, politics debated, gossip shared, even startup ideas are born. This is where a major slice of life is lived on a daily basis. Hence, it was imperative that the brand did something to help these tea stalls in their fight for survival. Many a times we have seen that the purpose-led marketing is usually a one-time, one-off effort. Very few advertisers really walk the talk. We deserve to tell our story to the larger community here because it's not just a strategy to get more consumers really. It's about the neck in the business, and the neck are really the sales representatives. And in India, they are often omitted, overlooked, but have huge targets to make a living. In our case, our sales representatives were tea stall owners who contribute to about 35% of our brand Tata Tea Chakra Gold. So we had to ensure this time we repurposed our purpose to help them by raising a virtual teacup and helping them run their houses during the first wave. We created a simple online platform for our consumers to tap into their genuine urge to help tea stall owners fighting for their survival. We called it Oruti Solunga, or One Tea Please. Oruti Solunga is typically how Tamilians order tea in Tamil Nadu at a tea stall. We made it a war cry for help. Through Oruti Solunga, the brand asked consumers to order tea from their favorite hot tea stalls. The only difference, they could do it sitting in the front of their homes. Consumers could order as many cups of tea virtually that cost rupees 10. An equal amount will be ordered by the brand. We tied up with Bharat Pay to ensure that each cup of tea ordered became a 10 rupee donation to the tea stall owner. We used television, digital, and print media to announce, social media, influencers, and content to engage, and mobile and performance media to translate intent to action. The money collected from the campaign was given to the most needy of the tea stall owners based on the information gathered by the brand sales team. This crowd and brand funded campaign leveraged the power of media, content, and technology to bring about a positive change. Let's have a look at the AVPs.
India is a vast land of immense India is a vast land of immense diversity. Yet some things bind this country together, none more than tea. And glass by glass by glass, the hot tea stalls of Tamil Nadu account for 35% of Tata Tea Chakra Gold's business in the state. Hot tea stalls are like human charging stations, where friends meet, discuss yesterday's cricket, tomorrow's politics, over a cup of hot tasty tea served with the biggest smile. But then COVID-19 hit.
संपूर्ण लॉकडाउन आज रात 12 बजे घर से बाहर नहीं निकलना है.
And suddenly everything came to a standstill. The roads were empty and so were the hot tea stalls. So, we created a simple online platform for consumers to tap into their genuine urge to help tea stall owners fight for their survival. We called it Oruti Solunga, or One Tea Please. Oruti Solunga is typically how Tamilians order tea when they are at a tea stall. We made this our war cry for help. Through Oruti Solunga, tea lovers could order virtual cups of tea for 10 rupees each, and Tata Tea Chakra Gold would match the amount for every cup bought, doubling every donation. To bring actionability along with awareness for the Oruti Solunga donation drive, each medium had a custom creative that led customers to a microsite with a UPI payment link. We reached out to the audience through OTT platforms, Facebook, Instagram, even our print inserts across the Hindu, Dinakaran and the Daily Thanti carried QR codes. Various influencers organically amplified our call for help and added the might of their voices to the campaign. And so the virtual tea kept brewing and pouring in Tamil Nadu while the streets remained quiet and still. Results. Last but not the least, we brought a smile to the faces of 2,400 tea stall owners across the state of Tamil Nadu. India is a...
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Vanshaj. Smita, can you please call out the next presenter's name?
Sure. The next presentation is Webmaker for Tata Tea Chakra Gold. Tata Tea Chakra Gold driving pride the Tamil way.
Ritika Mishra is the presenter, and
Yeah, I'll share my screen.
yes, please make sure you share it with the computer audio.
Yeah. Nitin, let me know once I can start.
Sure. Jury members, if you are done with the scoring, please do let us know.
I'm done.
Are we good to go?
Yeah, sure.
Yes,
Go
please.
ahead.
I think we do the scoring in the end.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, Ritika, you can start the presentation. Your time starts now.
Thank you. Culture has been called the way of life for an entire society. It includes food, art, belief, etc. And these are things that are passed on from generation to generation. And in India, tea is a very inherent part of our culture. Hi, I'm Ritika and I'll be taking you through our entry for Tata Tea Chakra Gold, Envari, Tamil Vari. Tata Tea Chakra Gold, a premium tea brand in Tamil Nadu, was losing its consumers to its competitor who had strong equity and gigantic media spends. The brand saw a consistent and gradual decline in its market share, even though it operated at competitive prices and deployed ample media investments. Research showed us that the Tamil Nadu consumers are highly discerning, make very rational choices, and don't switch brands very easily. So it was empirical to find something that would help Chakra Gold build a long-lasting relationship with its consumers. While Tamil Nadu is home to people from different walks of life, like any other state in India, culture is one thing that binds them together. preserved and expressed through their language, food, and art forms. Tata Tea Chakra Gold needed to tap into this very cultural fabric and pride of the Tamilians, thus forging a deeper connect with them. The only way to reclaim the consumer's love for the Chakra Gold was to build a strong, lasting emotional resonance. The only way to do it was the Tamil way. Our strategy was to highlight the elements of pride in the minds of our consumers in Tamil Nadu, and we did it by bringing alive En Vadi Tamil Vadi, which is my way, the Tamil way, where we celebrated everyday things the Tamil way across multimedia touchpoints. We unlocked doors in the hearts and minds of Tamilians through cultural activations and aimed to avoid coming across as just another premium tea brand that's promising functional benefits of strong taste. The brand positioned itself as a celebration of the authentic Tamilian culture code, where different themes of the Tamil culture were celebrated. Interventions in media were done in their everyday life to ingrain our brand into their consumers' everyday lives. We began with a high intensity reach and GRP plan covering top channels to promote the tea for Tamilians being our thematic communication. Followed by a beautiful front page takeover, we executed an innovation with the leading English newspaper of Tamil Nadu, The Hindu. We actually converted the English copy of the front page of Hindu into a Tamil copy, carrying positive Tamil news to the people of Tamil Nadu. However, we all know that celebrations in Tamil Nadu are incomplete without some magic of cinema. The next leg of our campaign unwrapped with the birthday of the legend himself, Rajnikant. Our campaign's name itself paid homage to a famous dialogue taken from his movie Padayappa. As part of this, we published articles about the origin of Tamil cinema, a dialogue challenge on Facebook and Instagram, and a Guess the Dialogue contest across top radio stations. Columns are a huge part of everyday Tamil life. The lady of the house draws one every morning at the doorstep, marking the day to be a fulfilling day for them. We brought this nuance alive during Pongal. We organized the largest number of unique columns made by women in Asia at a single location in the city of Coimbatore. Not only did we win the Asia Book of Records with this, but also a whole new category was created to cherish the beauty and importance of columns in Tamil Nadu. To drive deeper connection and engagement with our consumers, we bridged the old with the new by asking recipes of their parties, that is grandmothers. These recipes came from 11 different districts of Tamil Nadu, bringing out the unique cuisines of respective districts, all made by parties. This recipe book was published in the Sunday edition of Hindu for people to enjoy unique recipes along with their chai. Finally, we wrapped up our entire campaign by being the official partner of Chennai Super Kings during the IPL 2020. Now, Chennai Super Kings is one of the biggest symbols of pride of Tamil Nadu, and it brings with it an emotion which binds different people from the state, rejoicing and celebrating together. Taking this as a wonderful opportunity, we wanted to resonate with the emotions of people in Tamil Nadu who can enjoy the IPL season while sipping a strong cup of Chakra Gold. Through a year-long celebration of Tamil pride, we also cherished results that has actually made us confident of the strategy that we crafted for our brand. Let's have a look at the AV to bring this entire strategy alive.
People of Tamil Nadu are known for cultural authenticity and taking immense pride in their deep-rooted traditions. Tamilians never miss an opportunity to express and celebrate their culture, preserved and expressed through their language, food and art forms. Their regional identity is set in stone. Chakra Gold used these three pillars to build the culture of connect and avoid coming across as just another tea brand promising functional benefits of strong taste. The brand positioned itself as a celebration of the authentic Tamilian cultural code. This was articulated with Yen Way, Tamil Way, My Way, Tamil Way, and was brought to life across various mediums through differentiated representation. TV, high-intensity reach and GRP plan covering top channel to promote the tea for Tamilians communication. To celebrate Tamil pride, Chakra Gold did a beautiful front page takeover innovation with the leading newspapers of TN, carrying positive Tamil news, creating a massive buzz. TN celebration is incomplete without cinema, so the next leg of the campaign was initiated on the birthday of the legend himself, Rajnikant. Our campaign name paid homage to a beautiful, famous dialogue taken from his movie Padayappa. We published articles about the origin of Tamil cinema, a dialogue challenge on social media, and a Guess the Dialogue contest across top radio stations. To celebrate the Tamil festivities, Tata Tea Chakra Gold launched a Pongal festive pack, its design inspired by the stunning columns of Tamil Nadu. To bring this alive in a larger-than-life way, we organized an Asia Book of Records attempt for the greatest number of unique columns in a single location. Not only did we win, but a whole new category was created to cherish the beauty and importance of columns in Tamil tradition. Tamilians are all about great tasting food and excessively particular about its preparation and ingredient. So the final pillar of the campaign celebrated the local cuisine. Grandmothers, who are lovingly called Pati in Tamil Nadu, are masters of food. So Chakra Gold ran an online contest calling for grandmother recipes. All in all, we went big, and the acceptance and love for the brand was truly visible in the results.
With this, we have not only seen an increase in our numbers, but have also been able to sustain it throughout the year. Watch out for N-Vari, Tamil Vari 2.2. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Ritika.
Thank you, Ritika.
Smita, can you please call out the next presenter's name?
Sure. Our next presenter is Omnicom Media Group for Johnny Walker. Welcome back.
Nidhi Shetty is the presenter, and Nidhi Shetty, please do share your screen with the computer audio.
Am I audible?
Yes.
Perfect.
We will let you know when to start the presentation. Please wait.
Sure.
And make sure to share the screen with the computer audio while sharing it. And jury members, please do let us know once you're done scoring.
And this is our last presentation of the particular category, media strategy, consumer products, beverages and drinks.
I'm fine. Go ahead.
I'm also fine.
Yeah, done.
Thank you. Nidhi, Nidhi, are you ready?
Yeah. Just let me know once you see my screen.
Yes. We can see the screen, and you can start the presentation. Your time starts now.
Thank you so much. Good morning, everybody. A universal truth is that man is a social animal even when he's social distancing. I am Nidhi Shetty from PhD, and I'm here to talk about how Johnny Walker has used this insight to revive the bar culture and reinstate brand love amongst millennials. Johnny Walker walked the talk, get its consumers back to their favorite bars by doing two things: bringing people back to their favorite bars and giving back to the planet. We all know how the lockdown of 2020 affected the hospitality industry. The lockdown that was first supposed to be for a few weeks got extended to almost 6 months. This resulted in nearly 70% of sales drop in the hospitality industry, and approximately 30% of all bars had to close their doors forever. Even when the lockdown was lifted, getting people back to their favorite bars was difficult. Johnny Walker wanted to remind everyone that even after a pandemic, the only thing we can do is keep walking. Bars are integral for most socializing activities among millennials, and our consumers only needed a nudge to get them back to their favorite hangout spot. Our learning suggested that consumers would walk miles for something they really believed in. We started studying all the latest trends to identify certain passion corridors that we could champion to make our consumer walk that mile. Social listening unearthed stories of people catching up with their friends over a few drinks on video calls. Parallelly, multiple studies indicated how collective consciousness or giving back to the planet is something our audience really wanted to do. Thus, Welcome Back was born. We came up with an idea where users could walk in with their empty Johnnie Walker bottles and in return get a memento, the iconic Johnnie Walker mascot. The bottles were then repurposed and turned into sculptures by glass artists and placed in bars where the bottles were collected from. These sculptures also included names of all contributors of the bottle. This not only gave our consumers a sense of community and belonging, but it doubled up as an environmentally sustainable initiative. These sculptures were then popularized by the brand along with key influencers on their social handles in order to welcome customers back to the bars once again. We amplified this in media using a four-pronged approach. Driving awareness through the brand film, popularizing the idea through key opinion leaders who also encouraged audiences to go back to the bars, and creating a microsite with all the information about the initiative. And now with the millennials spending up to 3 hours a day on their mobiles, we also directed footfalls to the bars through mobile-led communication, such as mobile-friendly thumb stopper creatives, renowned influencers on Instagram, and engaging reels optimized for the mobile environment. Along with these, we had custom videos that were hyper-localized and geo-targeted across 10 cities to drive footfalls to the key pubs and restaurants. These videos allowed the campaign message to reach specific audiences within the vicinity of the pubs, create excitement and intrigue about the custom message, as well as enable actual walk-ins into the pubs and restaurants. The brand was able to use geo-targeting to reach out to the right audience at the right time and at the right place. This not only ensured that the campaign message was being delivered, but also gave a sense of belonging and community to the consumer. Now let's have a look at the AV.
It's the worst that could possibly happen.
Our job during the lockdown period was really a very, very difficult time.
It's been a very weird experience, this whole lockdown,
So what I really missed was like the freedom.
In general, we have just been so stuck in our own spaces.
It's one of the most severely hit industries.
When bars finally reopened, we decided to help our partners get back on their feet. Walk in with Johnny. An activation that turned uncertainty of yesterday into symbols of hope for tomorrow. Digital videos asked people to return to their favorite bars, carrying the glass bottles they emptied during the lockdown. A microsite, thumb stopper, and influencers led them to our collection booths across 10 major cities. And what did we do with over 50,000 glass bottles? We took them to India's leading glass artists and asked them to turn those bottles into artworks with a message.
So it's a journey through dark times, but you always see the light towards the end.
A message to leave the past behind and walk into the future. The installations went back to the bars where the bottles were collected. And all contributors got their names on them. A digital film closed the campaign, reminding us that standing still is not an option. So, did people walk in? You bet. But more importantly, they walked on.
We all have a choice. What's yours gonna be? Walk into the future. Keep going. That's me.
This resulted in an uplift in brand saliency for Johnny Walker by 800 basis points. Consumers enjoyed interacting with the brand, which was reflected through an 18% increase in the brand love scores. The consideration scores of brand also saw a substantial increase of 28%. The campaign witnessed more than 36,000 walk-ins in 52 bars across 10 cities. On digital, the campaign reached 10 million consumers and garnered more than 343 million impressions. We also received more than 66,000 engagements through our posts, stories, reels, etc. After all this, we realized that the only way out of a pandemic for everyone was to just keep walking. Thank you.
Thank you, Nidhi. And the jury members, all the entries from this particular category has been completed. So you can complete the scoring for all the entries. If you want, we can wait for 2 or 3 minutes more and start the next category. Smita, can you please announce the next category and
Yeah. We are
entry?
moving on to the next category, Best Media Innovation.
Give us 5 minutes, please.
Sure.
Sure, sir. You can take the time. We will keep the next presentation ready by the time.
Okay. So moving on to the next category, Best Media Innovation, Digital Multiple Platform. And now the presentation duration will be 7 minutes per presentation. And the first presenter is Wavemaker for Cadbury Celebrations, not just a Cadbury ad.
Pratik will be the presenter, and Pratik, please make sure to share the computer audio as well when you're presenting.
Sure.
Sharing the screen.
Can I share the screen right now, or we'll wait for people to come in, and when we resume, I'll share the screen?
Please wait once the presentation, just before the presentation starts, you can do that.
Sure.
Yeah. Pratik, you can keep your presentation ready. You're on mute.
Yeah, just 1 second. I'm just sharing it.
Sure. The jury members, please let us know when to start the presentation so that we will.
Let me know once I can start.
Sure. Just wait for a moment. I will let you know.
Nitin?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, can we roll?
We're
Give us
waiting
one
for
more minute. One more minute, please.
No problem, sir.
I'm all set.
Thank you, sir. Pratik, you can start the presentation.
Let's check with others.
Good to go.
Yep.
Yeah, good to go. Same here.
Thank you. Thank you very much. And Pratik, you can start your presentation now.
Okay, just checking if everybody can hear me fine and the screen is visible.
Yes, perfectly all right.
Great.
And your
All right.
time starts now.
Good morning, everyone. I am Pratik Davda from Wavemaker, and I'm here to tell you why Cadbury spent crores of marketing budgets to make an ad that was not just a Cadbury ad. Chocolates are usually an impulse buy, meant for self-indulgence. However, Celebrations is different, as it thrives only on occasions and festivals, with 2/3 of the business coming only from Rakhi and Diwali. Over the last decade, Celebrations grew at a healthy CAGR of 8%. And as we ushered into the new decade, we had a target of achieving a double-digit growth. However, the pandemic had different plans, not just for us or the category, but for the nation. Lakhs lost their lives and livelihood, bringing consumer spending to a grinding halt. After seeing the worst of first wave, gradually the cases dipped and the restrictions were relaxed. At the onset of festivals, however, even with the ease of regulations, the trade sentiments were at its lowest. The consumer spending was limited only to essentials, making it even more difficult to sustain the gifting business, which is usually at its peak during Diwali. Now, this was the biggest challenge for Celebrations, because while the products were available across general, modern, and online stores, close to 80% of the business comes from small stores because it is usually bought last minute while visiting their friends and relatives. While the lockdown had affected everyone, the big brands were getting back on track. However, the small neighborhood stores continued to see limited or no footfalls. But in times of great strife, our humanity has always asserted itself with supporting acts of kindness that has usually made everything feel better. Cadbury Celebrations wanted to do its bit to support the small businesses. And some of the most obvious ways would have been giving financial aid to our partners or even extending the credit period. However, with 40,000 stores empaneled with Cadbury, giving them a financial aid of even 25,000 rupees would mean an expense of over 100 crores. And despite spending that money, it would not be a long-term solution. Now, while credit period extension might be of some help, but it would only be for Cadbury retailers, and it would leave out crores and crores of retailers, especially from the non-essential category, which was worst impacted. And hence, what we did is we went through the case studies, marketing journals, and published reports of the brands that had bounced back to understand how did they do that. And we understood the three key pillars. So first, customer service, data and technology, and significant marketing budgets. Now, if you look at our neighboring stores, they all ace in customer relationships, having years and years of relationship. But what they lack is the technology and the marketing budgets to promote themselves. And that is exactly where Celebrations decided to help the local stores by leveraging the power of data and technology and the brand's marketing budgets to create an ad that was not just a Cadbury ad. Allow me to take you through the AV to show you the execution.
India is home to more than 6 crore small businesses, and they've been fighting for survival after the coronavirus outbreak and the lockdowns.
Presenting
not just a Cadbury ad. We advertised not just for ourselves, but for thousands of small businesses across India. The idea was innovative, but the technology and execution was challenging. Most of the stores in India don't have a digital presence. So we had to manually feed our system to create a database of local retailers, mapping them to their location, which we identified through PIN codes. As the ad was served to an individual, an algorithm located the PIN code and then mapped the various local stores in that PIN code and served the one closest to the individual in real time. The AI-enabled system created thousands of permutations for the localized version of the same ad. So many that it is even impossible to track. This resulted in the first ever hyper-personalized ad ever. One that ensured every single person that saw the ad supported a local store. Because when all of us support our local stores, all of us can have a happy Diwali.
Talking about results, the campaign received an overwhelming response, setting new viewership benchmarks and achieving highest ever engagement rates across YouTube, Facebook, display, and even video OTT platforms, while garnering free PR worth 3 crores and also winning 13 media and marketing awards, including a Cannes Lion. For business too, it was a spectacular rescue as we delivered 22% growth, which was double our target. Our distribution grew by 14% as we added 16,000 new stores, helping us increase our household penetration by 21%. Our biggest learning in this journey was the realization of how a seed of an idea transformed using data and tech to help the society at large. So इस दिवाली आप किसे खुश करेंगे? Thank you.
Oh, thank you, Pradeep. Smita, can you please announce the next presenter's name?
Yeah. Our next presenter is Wavemaker for Netflix. Netflix Matchmaker, how we use consumers' moods to personalize content recommendations.
Dear jury members, please let us know when to start the presentation.
Sure.
Amrita Chaudhary.
Please start.
Okay.
Thank you. You can start the presentation, Amrita.
Yeah.
Okay. Your time starts now.
I'm moving again. Excuse me, sorry.
Yes, you can start the presentation. Your time starts now.
अभी mood नहीं है यार. Sorry, I'm absolutely in the mood. I mean, I better be, but I'm talking about the popular refrain. I'm not in the mood that we often hear. Mood dictates a lot of choices we make on a daily basis and even in the moment. Let's see how we use this behavioral trait for Netflix to personalize content recommendations. The Indian OTT market is cluttered with over 40 players, all engaged in a race for the consumer's share of mind and the share of his wallet. The pandemic struck, and with no shoots, TV had no new content to offer. Cinemas were shut, everyone was looking for content on OTT platforms. Capitalizing on this opportunity, OTT platforms were in a race with high decibel marketing campaigns and collectively burnt 8,800 GRPs in 2 months amongst the top 2 competitive players itself. Netflix enjoyed high awareness, but was lacking consideration. There was a massive perception that Netflix only has edgy, gritty content that is not for me. It was important for us to change this and establish the fact that Netflix has content for every mood and occasion. Content discoverability drives the consumers to the platforms and drives success. Other OTT players had free content sampling. Netflix had its content hidden behind a paywall with no free trials. Consumers had to sign up for a subscription with credit card to sample the content. This made content discoverability difficult. However, Netflix had two advantages: a pocket-friendly mobile plan, and more importantly, a vast content library that was unparalleled. Hence, the task was, how do we make this vast library of content discoverable to those who think Netflix is not for me? To understand these consumers better, we used M-Insights, our proprietary tool for insight mining, and mapped out their audience persona. We identified three key behaviors that had spiked during the lockdown. One, they loved to stream music at different times of the day. Second, they enjoyed ordering food online. Thirdly, they were very active on social media and loved talking about all these things. We had to engage them in all these environments. When it came to entertainment, people are simultaneously fans of romance, comedy, drama, and action. I, for one, naturally veer towards action, but on a lot of days want to have a good laugh. On others, want to watch something that's more intense. We latched onto this insight to create the content matchmaker that would take your current mood into consideration and match it to the titles from Netflix's vast content library that consumers could enjoy in the moment. Building on the behavioral insight, we partnered with three digital platforms: Twitter, Spotify, and Swiggy. 84% of all streaming title conversations on Twitter are about discovery, with users sharing and seeking recommendations for content. Content binge and food binge go hand in hand. Platforms like Swiggy in India have seen a spike in orders during binge prime time. Music streaming went up by 40% during lockdown as people started using platforms such as Spotify. With that, let me show you how the campaign came to life across platforms.
We are constantly bombarded with new shows, trending now, top picks for you by streaming platforms. But is new enough to make us stay beyond the free trial? Because surely what we decide to watch is not just about their content, it's about our mood. Netflix decided to tap into mood to recommend content. With millions of Indians stuck at home during the pandemic lockdown, and with no new content being produced, Netflix realized it was a great opportunity to showcase their vast library. So, we found the places where they revealed how they were feeling, from what they wanted to eat to what they chose to listen to. From there, we could connect their mood to the perfect piece of content. Enter Netflix Matchmaker. Through food delivery app Swiggy, Netflix matched shows with cuisines and served them as a perfect Saturday night in. While people decided what food to order, they were able to scroll a Netflix multiplex. Fancy a butter chicken? You need Ginny Wed Sunny with that, sir. Nowhere is mood more obvious than through music choice. So, through an API integration with Spotify, Netflix personalized recommendations based on listening habits. People were able to explore the vast content library to discover what matched their music mood. On Twitter, we asked people to send us their mood, and we'd tell them what to watch. We mapped over 862 emojis to titles in the Netflix library. So when people tweeted an emoji, Netflix connected them to their perfect show. People loved the matchmaker experience. And Netflix saw an increase in app downloads of 7%. Monthly active users were 3 times the norm, and Netflix keyword searches doubled. By replacing what's new with how are you feeling, we found a better way to give India under lockdown some much-needed entertainment.
So what makes this campaign so unique? Capitalizing on the binge mood, we mapped food with content titles from the Netflix library with curated pairings for our consumers. Leveraging the mood on Twitter and using the universal currency for emotions, we scanned over 3,000 emojis, mapping them to relevant titles in the Netflix library. To manage the scale of thousands of recommendations in real time, we built an automated bot that mapped the emojis unique to our hashtag and powered the recommendation engine. Leveraging the music mood, with Spotify, we created a digital experience using Spotify's API and AI/ML capabilities. We were able to scan the listening history of users and map them to relevant titles in the Netflix library. Mapping moods with real-time data and tech, we drove 3x growth in monthly active users.
Last 1 minute.
Which reflected also in the glory for our brand across all global and regional forums. Thank you.
Thank you, Ravi. Smita, can you please call out the next presenters?
Yeah.
And
Next presenter is Waymaker for Netflix, Love a Dirty Fight, Enter into One, AK versus AK, World's Biggest Digital War.
jury members, please let us know once we're good to go for the next presentation.
Sure, go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah,
Thank you.
please go ahead.
Amrita, you can start sharing the screen with computer audio and start the presentation.
Is Amrita ready? Amrita, your video is off.
Allow us a minute, please.
Sure.
Yeah.
Are you ready?
Please confirm that presentation is visible
Yes.
and it's in full screen.
Yes.
Hope you all are in some mood for gossip now. Hi, I'm Amrita and I'm going to take you through the next case on Netflix.
Yes, you can start the presentation. Your time starts now.
Sure. The second half of 2020 saw an array of new releases on OTT platforms as they tried to capitalize on entertainment-starved audience. With cinema theaters being shut, big budget movies started preparing for OTT release as the concept of multiplexes moved online. All OTTs started building their Bollywood content catalog with marquee names ranging from Akshay Kumar to Varun Dhawan. Netflix too saw this as an opportunity and it wanted to build its subscriber base on the back of Bollywood content. And they decided to release AK versus AK. But first, let's talk about the lead AK. No, he was not the Khiladiyon ka Khiladi Akshay Kumar, nor was he the critics' favorite Ayushmann Khurrana. He was the evergreen Anil Kapoor, a once popular A-list actor who was now relegated to playing character roles. However, we wondered if our target audience, the young digital natives, would be interested in seeing him as the lead cast. Let's talk about the second AK, Anurag Kashyap, a well-renowned movie director, but hardly a recognizable face. And this was our very first challenge. How do you promote a Bollywood movie with not so popular faces? Despite their fame, not many people would have bought a Netflix subscription to watch Anil Kapoor or Anurag Kashyap. Here comes the challenge number 2. While the Indian palette is best suited for masala movies, Netflix decided to bring a dark comedy thriller, a genre which leads to dismissal in consideration. Our key objective was to create buzz around AK versus AK, leading to consideration for Netflix. This was also a period when other OTTs were launching high decibel campaigns featuring popular stars. So the task was clearly cut out for us. Now let me ask you, how many of us remember the infamous Salman Khan versus Vivek Oberoi fight? I'm sure most of us do. Two celebrities being friendly? No big deal. Two celebrities getting into a fight? Big deal. We decided to build our campaign on this very insight, that everyone likes a good fight, but they love a dirty one. We decided to play on the voyeuristic instinct of our consumers and serve them a 4-course masaledar meal by setting up a real-life conflict between the two AKs and sequentially leak the stories. We pulled people into this nasty spat and gave them enough scoop to share and fuel this fight. This generated much excitement and got our audience interested in the two AKs and their upcoming movie. And with this, we rewrote every rule in the movie marketing playbook and created the biggest digital war. Let us show you how we did it.
December of 2020 was a time when life as we knew it was slowly coming back to normal. AK vs. AK, a Netflix dark comedy, had a trailer release that was just around the corner.
सर एक फिल्म की कहानी सुनानी सर आपको। सोनम कपूर लापता है, आपको उसे ढूंढना है सुबह सूरज उगने तक।
But on the morning of 6th December, something unexpected happened that threw everyone off. Yesteryear's superstar Anil Kapoor and India's most controversial director Anurag Kashyap were at war. It all started with a single tweet. Everyone likes a good fight, but they love a dirty one. Round 1. Twitter clash. Anil Kapoor found himself on the receiving end of an unprovoked diss from Anurag Kashyap. This led to a sequence of jabs from both AKs, taking shots at each other's personal and professional life. The Twitterverse was abuzz, wondering what in the world was going on. It seemed like neither party was holding back. Both were intent on disrespecting and discrediting the other. The fight was personal. Round 2. Added evidence. The press was invited for a virtual screening of the AK vs. AK trailer and to interview the director and cast of the film. The mean tweets were still fresh and Anil Kapoor wasn't having any of it.
अगर खुन्नसी निकालनी है तो सामने सामने निकालना, ये ट्विटर पे तो कोई भी कर सकता है, समझे ना? तेरे को जो भी बोलना था, you could have easily said it face to face ना? फोन कर लेता मुझे, तो फोन कर लेता।
मैं तो असली जोक्स मारे नहीं, मैंने इतने सारे जोक्स थे, लेकिन क्या है ना कि अभी आप
नहीं मारना, अभी सामने सामने मारना, ट्विटर पे तो कोई भी मारता है।
The situation was tense and got worse after the trailer was aired, as Anil Kapoor revealed that it wasn't the trailer he had approved.
What the trailer जो तुमने भेजा था, I think that's not the trailer जो हम लोग ने approve किया दोनों ने।
Round 3. A stronger line of conflict. It was believed that both AKs had taken control of the marketing of this film when two trailers dropped. The first from the perspective of Anurag Kashyap and the second from Anil Kapoor. Over 37 million viewers watched a narrative from two different lenses, splitting the fans in two, Team Kashyap and Team Kapoor. Kashyap versus Kapoor was now trending all over social media. Round 4. More fuel to the fire. Anil Kapoor decided to get a little more
Last 1 minute.
and teamed up with his old friend and Ram Lakhan co-star Jackie Shroff to put together a movie review video that was rightly named Maushi's Planning.
उसकी और उसकी फिल्मों की क्या वजह नहीं है, वजह माउशी टांग पिक्चर का नाम चौकटे। हाँ चौकटे, पूरी चौकट, हाँ चौक, पूरी पिक्चर गटर के अंदर। ये 5 घंटे की पिक्चर अगर गाली निकाल दिया तो 30 मिनट में खत्म हो जाएगा। बंद कर यार, बंद करे भाई, नहीं चाहिए।
If things weren't public enough, the two AKs got bolder with bold fonts on Mumbai's billboards. This was trending all over social media. The PR from this cunning and out-of-the-box campaign exceeded our expectations. Netflix downloads spiked by 11% and MAUs jumped by 23%. From the get-go, we made audiences believe that Anil Kapoor and Anurag Kashyap were actually at war with each other. The film received the highest number of mentions and conversations, making it the biggest digital.
Thank you.
Thank you, Amrita. Smita, can you please call out the next presenter?
Yes.
And jury members, please let us know once we are good to go for the next presentation.
Sure, go ahead.
Yeah, our next presentation is Waymaker for Cadbury 5 Star. Okay, Google, eat a 5 star.
Yeah, I'm just sharing my screen.
All right. Yes, we can see the screen, and We'll let you know when to start the presentation. Just
Yeah, let me just set up. Yes, I'm ready. Let me know when you are.
sure.
Please start.
Okay. Yes, you can start the presentation. Your time starts now.
I'm sorry, 1 minute. I think I didn't switch on the volume. Sorry, my bad.
So you can stop sharing the screen and come back again with the audio. Yes. Are you ready?
No, just give me a minute.
Okay.
Ready now.
Okay. Your time starts now.
Good morning, everyone. I'm here to present the campaign, OK Google, eat a 5-star. And if you have an Android phone right now, your Google Assistant is probably on. The Google Assistant can do everything. It can open apps, send messages, make calls, play a specific song, check the weather, set alarms, and many other things. But is there something that the Google Assistant can't do? While I leave you with that thought, let me speak to you about the brand 5-star. 5-star has a
I am not able to hear anything.
Yeah, my screen just froze. I'll start again. 5-star has a humorous and counterculture brand personality designed to relax and enjoy some downtime. In other words, do nothing. The task at hand was to extend the do nothing platform to Gen Z that are constantly on their smartphones. From the moment they wake up, they reach for their phones to check for updates. So, going back to the thought I left you with, is there something the Google Assistant can't do? Yes, 5-star made Google Assistant do nothing. Introducing the 5-star do nothing mode. Here's a sneak peek.
ऑफिस से कोई ईमेल आया है क्या?
नो इंटरनेट कनेक्शन।
काम तो कर रहा है।
संडे को कौन काम करता है?
कुछ ना करने की कला सीखिए। ओके गूगल 5 स्टार खाओ से एक्टिवेट करें डू नथिंग मोड।
We knew one-way messaging from 5-star to the TG wouldn't make any material difference in their lives. 5-star had to do more than that to get them to listen while ensuring we are not giving out gyan. To get the TG to do nothing, we had to invade the technology that kept them up to date. Android phones cover 95% of the Indian market share. The do nothing mode was present on all Android smartphones, making for a colossal reach. Social and video platforms like Facebook and YouTube have over 300 million reach in our TG. To allow more and more Gen Zers to enjoy a break, 5-star also promoted the do nothing mode across various platforms. Videos demonstrated the quirkiness in the mode. We partnered with RBCJ on Instagram to create 1-minute sketches of the do nothing mode. Popular youth influencers posted videos showing how this mode helped them do nothing. Have a look at how we did it.
Call Shivani?
Nah.
Call Shivani.
Ever heard of playing hard to get?
Cadbury 5 Star, a chocolate brand in India, invaded our Gen Z targets' commonly used Google Assistant with quirky counterculture responses. Gen Z desires to achieve more. This leaves them no time to unwind. They have reached a point of cyber fatigue. But the fear of being offline is the fear of being left behind. 5 Star encourages Gen Z to take a pause from the chaos, and you guessed it right, do nothing. Research suggested our target audience use technology that offers convenience to stay updated. They use their apps in both English and Hindi, seamlessly communicating between the languages. 60% of Indian users interact with voice assistants through their smartphones, and voice is 3 times faster than typing. We crafted a solution in English and Hindi that tapped into the human need of being in the know constantly. The 500 most asked queries on the Google Assistant were replaced with hilarious answers in Hindi and English. Users expected a solution from the assistant and instead they were asked to do nothing with a 5-star.
Any offers running in the mall?
Today's offer, save 100% by staying at home.
How's the traffic?
He misses you, but he'll get over it.
Hey Google, how did the campaign work for the brand? The chatbot drove 5 million message exchanges. Almost 400,000 active users engaged with the chatbot. Imagery scores went up by 4 percentage points. And consideration scores also lifted by 4 percentage points. The campaign received wide national as well as international coverage, capturing the attention of gamers, tech experts, and more.
And here are the results. The Do Nothing mode drove 5 million message exchanges. Almost 400,000 active users engaged with the mode, spending a total of 11,000 hours doing nothing. It helped 5-star in generating about 6,000 brand conversations and received wide organic coverage. Not only in India, but also internationally, the Do Nothing mode helped users to enjoy downtime. Like tech reviewer Louis Hilsentiger, who built up the mode organically. Imagery scores of an up-to-date brand went up by 4 percentage points. Brand positioning scores of a brand that asks you to do nothing went up by 5 percentage points. Sales soared by a whopping 32% versus previous month. Okay guys, I'm going back to doing nothing. Thank you.
Thank you. And Smita, please announce the next presenter's name.
Yeah, sure.
And
the next presenter is Mindshare for Boost Stamina Meter, a new currency in town.
Thank you. And Merzad, please share your screen with the computer audio, and jury members, please let us know if you are good to go for the presentation.
Can you hear me? I've shared.
Yes.
Yeah.
We can see the presentation.
Yeah. Let me know when to start.
Sure.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Yes. You can start the presentation. Your time starts now.
Good morning, Sharks. My name is Mehzad and I'm one of the co-founders of Stamina Meter. So, Sharks, in the last couple of years, our generation has seen an evolution in fitness culture. Thanks to tech, we can track live body movements, posture, heartbeat, sleeping patterns, nutrition, and all of this information gets collated in a single app or a wearable. The inception of this technology for fitness comes from the world of sports. Now, one of the key brands associated with sports, and especially cricket in India, is Boost. Now, I'm sure most of you all are thinking and playing out the line in your head from the 90s, Boost is the secret of my energy. Yes, this mainline communication has been etched in our minds since the 90s with brand ambassadors like Kapil, Sachin, Dhoni, Virat Kohli. Boost, a market leader in South with 51% penetration, decided to launch Pan-India in 2020. Now, as I mentioned, we 90s kids might remember this line subconsciously, Boost is the secret of my energy. But for today's generation, that is all information and data points around sports like vertical leap jump, duration of a match, distance covered in kilometers. Wants to know what is the secret of their energy. The answer for this lies on the bottle itself for the last 30 years. And that is the key proposition 2, 3x stamina. The objective was to remind this proposition which had lost relevance in the stay-at-home scenario. Sporting personalities are top of the mind when we think of stamina. It blows our mind when we watch these personalities perform at their best. And while there are multiple performance ratings across the ecosystem globally, no sport, no broadcaster, no brand quantifies the most crucial aspect in the world of sports, stamina. We leverage this opportunity to introduce a new unique tech-based product using artificial intelligence and machine learning to create a sporting metric, a first of its kind currency to measure real-time stamina of sporting stars, powered by data, driven by performance, the Boost Stamina Meter. Now I'd like to show you an AV, please.
Introducing the Boost Stamina Meter, an algorithm with 30 plus data points, running between the wickets, time spent on crease, bowler run-up, pace of delivery, diving catches, and more. Players were segmented as per batsman, bowler, or all-rounder. This was run through statistical analysis like linear regression, and based on their live performance, every player was assigned with a unique stamina score. The Boost Stamina Meter made its first appearance at the Indian Premier League. We opened the innings with solid partnerships. Stamina scores of 184 players were displayed in real time. जसप्रीत बुमराह 80 पॉइंट्स के साथ बूस्ट स्टैमिना मीटर में अपने टीम में टॉप पर हैं. Leading commentators and experts reiterated the impact of stamina on a game. We have the Boost Stamina Meter. We back it throughout the inning, 120 balls, and then he's come out and he's been on the field for the next 17 overs as well. Boost Stamina Meter में से point देने पड़ते तो आप उनको कितने point देते? 100 में से 100. Fans were hooked on to insights behind competitive stamina scores. Key moments during the game were leveraged through 500 plus contextual creatives. Boost Stamina Meter built a one-stop destination for all things stamina. The campaign garnered 35 million video views, a whopping 4 billion impressions with 95% positive sentiments on social media. Market share increased by 900 basis points. Aided awareness increased by 1,000 basis points. It generated 4 times the value of a typical IPL campaign. Not just that, Boost Stamina Meter created an answer to a very important question in the world of sports. What's your stamina score?
Yes. So to answer this question, what's your stamina score? The algorithm analyzed historical data set of last 12 years, 150,000 data points during a live match, and soon the stamina score of players was deployed in real time through 500 plus contextual creators. So in short, Sharks, we took the brand promise of stamina, added tons of good data, created an enduring brand asset, and stamina score itself became the media which was deployed across platforms. This product broke through the limitations of low engagement, low impact faced with mainline TVCs. The Boost Stamina Meter was ranked amongst the top 3, yes, the top 3 recalled brand campaigns of Disney Plus Hotstar. But Sharks, here comes the plot twist. We were not the sponsor of IPL or any IPL team. The idea was disruptive because for IPL, you got to break your bank, right? But with an investment of just 5 crores, we generated a 4x value. In fact, we received a second round of funding last year in 2021 with double investment to make it an ongoing property. And we did go on TV last year in the second season of IPL. And now, for the future of this tech, it is being taken across sporting leagues, gaming, and wearables. Investors across the globe
1 minute.
and India have recognized and appreciated the Boost Stamina Meter. In fact, one of the investor brand offered to buy out the IP because they believed Stamina Meter could give their energy brand wings. So Sharks, I'm here looking for an investment of a gold in this category to take the stamina score equity of this campaign to 100. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mirza. Smita, can you please announce the next presenter's name?
Yeah, the next presentation is from Mindshare for Dove. Dove, stop the beauty test.
I think we are doing very well on time.
Yes, sir.
Siddiqui will be the next presenter, and if you're good to go, jury members, please let us know.
Yeah.
Can you all just give us a second?
No problem. Please make sure to share the screen with the computer audio.
Can you confirm if the screen is visible, please?
Only
It's a blank screen. It's a blank screen.
A white screen, that's it.
Just a second.
Yes.
No, it's just a white screen, Farah. Yeah, now it's okay.
The white screen is largely because they're starting with the video.
Okay.
I'm good to go. Let me know when you start.
Judges, should they start?
Yes.
Okay.
Shall I start?
You can start, Farah. Your time starts now.
Hello? Am I audible?
Yes, we can hear you.
Yeah. Shall I start?
Yes, please go ahead. Your time starts now.
बचपन से माँ हमेशा कहती थी धूप में मत खेलो काली हो गई तो कौन शादी करेगा अरे इतने समोसे मत खाओ मोटी हो गई तो लड़का पसंद नहीं करेगा और दादी उनको तो मेरे बाल कभी पसंद आए नहीं इतना सारा तेल लगा के टाइट चोटी बांधती थी क्योंकि लड़कों को तो शायद सिर्फ सीधे लंबे बाल ही पसंद है ये कहानी सिर्फ मेरी नहीं है दिस इज द रियलिटी ऑफ millions of Indian women who have experienced this kind of scrutiny at some point in their life with a single goal of landing a good marriage proposal. In India, 90% of the marriages are arranged by the family. Now, by itself, it is not an oppressive institution, but the standards it upholds in India are. लड़की थोड़ी मोटी है पिक्चर में तो रंग बड़ा साफ लग रहा था भाई साहब आपकी लड़की को तो एक लंबी सीढ़ी लगेगी हमारे लड़के से बात करने बाल है या नूडल्स भैया को तो सिर्फ सीधे लंबे बाल ही पसंद है are some of the many unrealistic expectations millions of educated qualified women of the country are tested against. Dove did a research which kind of told us that the one thing that all women desire irrespective of the caste color creed is a happy marriage. And unfortunately, this happy event is often marred with disappointment and sadness because, like it or not, our future brides go through the most rigorous and the most humiliating of tests, the beauty test. So we suggested to Dove that we should stop this beauty test. With Stop the Beauty Test, we enhanced our rules of media deployment. From just awareness, we chased affirmative action. From speaking to women only, we also encompass the people who judge her, the prospective grooms and their parents. From mass media, we activated moments of truth. Matrimonial sites are the active breeding grounds of these unfair beauty biases. So what Dove did was we partnered with the largest matrimonial platform, Shadi.com, to nudge bride seekers that they should evaluate a bride beyond just their looks. Leading beauty magazines also joined the cause and the first time ever carried these real-life rejected brides as cover girls on digital platforms. Multiple influencers joined the cause and shared their personal stories and pledged to stop the beauty test. Inspiring stories also went viral across purpose platforms like Units of Bombay. Let me now take you through an AV that shows the journey of this campaign.
Dove believes that beauty should be a source of confidence, not anxiety. It launched Stop the Beauty Test campaign with real-life rejected brides to challenge this unfair tradition. Due to regressive matrimony ads and social media conditioning, 631 million women in India are forced to adhere to just one type of beauty. stereotyping on matrimony platforms became a moment of truth. Partnering the largest matrimony platform, Shaadi.com, we made history by making every bride profile nudge every bride seeker with inspiring, real beauty messages. These rejected brides became the cover girls of leading fashion publishers for the first time. Purpose platforms like Humans of Bombay feature their inspiring stories. Popular influencers came forward and encouraged other women to share their real stories on social media.
इस ब्यूटी टेस्ट से गुजरना पड़े ऐसी मैरिज मुझे मंजूर नहीं, और अगर आप इस ब्यूटी को सेलिब्रेट ना कर सके तो उसमें मेरा कोई कसूर नहीं। कविता की कविता, डव ने छेड़ी है बात, अब तुम भी मिलाओ हाथ। स्टॉप द ब्यूटी टेस्ट के साथ।
Dove partnered with leading publishers and rewrote the age-old biased matrimony ad without using biased words. Stop the Beauty Test was a fully integrated, high-scale, high-impact, and highly engaging campaign. Dove created history by challenging matrimony and media platforms and killing the beauty biases and stereotypes with its real beauty stance. It built confidence and stirred conversations with women, posing a question: how much beauty is enough?
The campaign has not only been appreciated by our clients, but we've also won at global festivals.
Last 1 minute.
But most importantly, what Dove has done, it has given millions of women like me the confidence to be comfortable in their own skin while urging the bride seekers that khamiyan nahi, khubiyan dekhiye. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Farah. Smita, can you please call out the next presenter? And
sure. Please. The next presentation from Wavemaker of Cadbury 5-Star Singles Day.
Harshil Vora is the presenter, and Harshil.
Yeah, I'm here. I'm not able to present.
One moment. Yes, you can start the presentation.
Yeah.
You can keep share the screen with the computer audio. Please be ready, and we will let you know when to start the presentation.
I hope I'm audible and my presentation is visible.
Yes.
Yeah.
Please start.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Just a moment.
Okay.
Yes, you can start. Your time starts now.
Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Harshil Vora from Wavemaker, and I'm glad that my presentation is today, because whatever I'm going to take you through, I'm sure you'll be able to relate with it. 14th Feb is the most awaited day for youngsters, but not for everyone, as this day divides youngsters in two worlds. The first one, where couples live in their la-la land, and the other world, where singles rule the roost. Personally, I can relate to the second lot and can say that without hesitation, that they face a lot of peer pressure and are bombarded with multiple questions. On one hand, they see their friends having a special plan, but for them, the special plan is to chill in their bedroom. Their friends go on a romantic date, but for them, every day has a single day, right? And amidst all of this mushiness, they end up feeling left out, not knowing what to do. And we wanted to tell them that sometimes it's okay to do nothing. 5-Star had recently launched its proposition, Do Nothing, a counterculture which was seemingly well accepted within the youth. Research highlighted that for every one couple, there are two singles, and that became the opportunity for a 5-Star to tap the untapped. The task at hand was to connect with the youth in a relevant way. Love is in the air around Valentine's Day, and so are various other brands who try to woo their loves of consumers, and including our own special brand. However, we decided to break the clutter of do this and do that in a witty way and inspire singles to do nothing. We launched a limited edition pack, which once scanned helped singles escape the cliches of Valentine's Day. On entering a successful batch code, singles were rewarded with quirky gifts like getting a date, yeah, an actual date, like Khajur in Hindi, a t shirt which says single and looking to single, and my personal favorite, a dinner date for one, and many more such gifts. To reach our youth, we analyze their digital footprint around Valentine's and observe that they are constantly active on social platforms. They look for gifting ideas on Google. They get inspired from influencers on what to do, what not to do. They travel to romantic places. And of course, they go shopping to buy a special gift for loved ones. Let us look at the AV on how we activated all of these 5 touch points.
Every Valentine's Day, love is in the air. But here's what's on the ground. Rejected teddy bears, crowded restaurants, long queues for cheesy gifts, and whatever this is. However, Five Star's quirky personality did not lend itself well on this occasion. Hence, we decided to break the clutter. We introduced the limited edition Escape Valentine's Day 5-star packs with QR codes, redirecting consumers to our microsite to do nothing and yet get rewarded. These limited edition packs were promoted on different media touchpoints with quirky ads showing the after effects of Valentine's Day. We also introduced the Escape Valentine's Day collection. We took hundreds of teddy bears, photo frames, and other cheesy rubbish and turned it all into something useful, something magnificent. To motivate our audience further, we created Singles Day Anthem in collaboration with Yashraj Mukhate. We also got Google Voice Assistant to be our wingman by developing the Do Nothing mode that gave out witty responses to all the romantic requests.
Play a romantic song. Whatever plan you're making in your head, it's a bad idea.
The results? More than 8 million people were motivated by the Singles Day Anthem. Thousands of people experienced our Escape Valentine's Day collection at our City Mall in Mumbai. We witnessed a massive 14% growth in sales as compared to the same phase in 2020. But more importantly, we helped 8.6 lakh people to escape Valentine's Day by simply eating a 5-star and doing nothing.
Yeah, the results were astonishing. 40 million plus singles were motivated through our campaign across multiple digital touchpoints. We got 8.6 lakh people escape the Valentine's Day cliches by doing nothing through our website. 5-star witnessed a massive 14% growth in sales as compared to the same duration in previous year. And that's how we celebrated singles and inspired a lot of other brands. So now let me welcome Pepsi team to tell their single story, hopefully inspired by us. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Harshil.
Thank you.
Smita, please announce the next presenter's name.
Yeah, our next presentation is from Mindshare for Pepsi, empowering the citizens across the nation this Valentine's Day.
Pankaj and Geetika are the presenters, and please be ready with your presentation.
Yeah, and this is the last case study for this our particular category.
Jury members, please let us know when to start the presentation, if you are good to go.
Go ahead, please.
Okay. Pankaj,
Sure.
you can start the presentation. Your time starts now.
Sure. Hello, everyone. My name is Pankaj Suri, and just like many of you, I too am a survivor. Now, you must be wondering of what? So allow me a minute to congratulate all the singles who, like me, survived the week of horror, also known as Valentine's Week. Jury, do you know Valentine promotes discrimination, depression, and tendencies to kill your committed friends? Don't believe me, huh? But let me take you a few days back. Multiple offers only for couples. Entry in clubs and cafes, couples only. From Cadbury's chocolate to Durex's chocolate, everyone is ignoring singles. I mean, why don't they just call it Outcast Singles Week, huh? Sorry for the interruption, team. Can you please close the door?
Single. Privacy चाहिए.
Singles can work, right? And I'm doing something important. So can you please close the door?
Whatever, loser.
Hello? So this is how people treat singles in India. I mean, I can be a wingman to my friend, a trusted advisor. उसकी डिनर डेट से लेकर वैलेंटाइन गिफ्ट तक के लिए उधार मैं देता हूँ यार. मतलब जिस दोस्त का नाम लगाकर डेट्स पर जाते रहे हो, वैलेंटाइन डे पर उसी को इग्नोर. Couples must treat and celebrate their single friends on Valentine's Day. पर इस कलयुगी संसार में कुछ हटके करने का स्वैग काम बचा है. बट पिक्चर अभी बाकी है मेरे दोस्त, क्योंकि कोई समझे ना समझे, पेप्सी समझता है यूथ का दर्द. That's why Pepsi decided to change the Valentine narrative and motivated youth to boldly say, you are swag se solo. And here's the AV to tell you more about it.
दिल खुश है अकेला नहीं चाहिए झमेला नो चिक चिक नो झक झक किसी से ना कुछ कहना रोना धोना लेना देना थोड़ा दूर से ना इतना चिपक लाइफ में क्यों लो कॉम्प्लिकेशन रोज किसी को ना दूं एक्सप्लेनेशन हूँ मैं फ्री मेरे स्वैग की बोतल खोलो 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 कसी ओलो मैं स्वैग से सोलो पकड़े लाभ सबके सपने ना वो कट के झगड़े मेरी गर्लफ्रेंड है फ्रीडम नहीं और कोई लफड़े मैं न पालू बेकार के डंडे फोन पे रहता ना मैं 24 घंटे बात सही है साथ में तुम भी बोलो 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 कसी ओलो मैं स्वैग से सोलो swag se solo मैं swag se solo मैं न पालू बेकार के डंडे फोन पे रहता ना मैं 24 घंटे बात सही है साथ में तुम भी बोलो 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 कसी ओलो मैं swag se solo
I'm sure we reminded many of you of your good old single days. So jury, that's how Pepsi changed the Valentine narrative and by showing nation that being single is a lifestyle full of self-love and swag. And it's time for me to sign off, but you keep up the swag. Thank you.
Thank you, Pankaj. Dear jury members, we have finished this category. So if you want 2 or 3 minutes extra, you can complete the scoring.
Yes, just please wait.
Sure. Please let us know once you're done with scoring. so that we can go ahead with the next category. Are we good to go for the next presentation?
Sure.
I'll need another minute, please.
Yeah, me too. I need another minute.
Sure, no problem.
Are we good to go?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
Okay. Smita, can you please announce the next presenter's
Yeah, moving
details?
on to the next category, Best Integrated Campaign, Consumer Products, Others. The first presenter is Initiative Media India Private Limited for Frudenberg Gala. Gala, why just clean home?
Now, yeah, we are done with around 13 case studies so far, and these are last 3 to go.
Yes, sir.
Dhirendra Singh, you can start the presentation and share the screen with the computer audio.
Sure. Let me know once you can see the screen so that.
Yes, we can see the screen and you can start the presentation. Your time starts now.
Just hold on. Just give me. I've not put the on sound. Just give me a second, quickly.
No problem.
You let me know once I'm audible.
Yes, we can hear you and we can see the screen.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for that confirmation.
And your time starts now. You can start the presentation.
Yeah, good afternoon, everyone. So when we meet anyone for the first time, we ask the name. And the second question is, where do we live? And what's the typical answer to where do we live? We start by city, then location, and stop at society name. We never introduce like, I live in room number 1, Lodha apartment, D Nagar, Thane, Mumbai. Our home address is not complete without location, city, state, and country. And hence, 4 walls does not mean home. Our location, city, country is also our home. But do we really think in this way? We as humans are short-sighted in our vision and thoughts. And why do we say this? Because when it comes to our home, we want it to be beautiful. We cherish and preserve our homes as valuable possessions. But at the same time, we behave very differently towards surrounding and society at large. We become insensitive to our neighborhood and throw trash and litter everywhere. And why? Because the belief is that it's not my home, and the attitude is apna kya jata hai. Municipality will come and clean. And we all know what is the result. Garbage heaps in corners. India is the second largest municipal waste generated in the world, with every person contributing to average half a kilo of waste, leading to 6,200 crore kilo of waste. And who should be blamed? It is you and me who contribute this. 60% of natural garbage is generated by households, plus littering on the streets. And hence, the challenge is to make people aware that the garbage is their responsibility. Gala, a household name for cleaning tools in India, with cleaning being entrenched in the brand mission, realized the challenge and took this task as a responsibility and smartly converted into a business opportunity. Now let's see, how did we do this? Housing cleaning tool is a commoditized category with low involvement from consumers and dominated by unbranded players. Hence, despite being the most popular brand in the category, Gala was finding it challenging to drive sales growth in one of the stronger markets, that is Mumbai. We decided to tackle the challenges by 3 ways. One is by creating differentiated position in the category. Second is building category conversations and weaving the brand into the culture fiber. And the third is enhancing the brand relevance to strengthen our consideration amongst the unbranded players. And our opportunity to implement this strategic intent was fueled by the existing belief and the behavior of people. Believe that we should only keep our house clean, and behavior of littering garbage near the neighborhood. Gala was set to take a point of view on this issue and inspire people to be responsible towards society along with their homes. This meant redefining the old belief and change in the people's behavior. We had the opportunity, but wanted a context that is culturally relevant to drive the positive behavior change. And we found our culture context in Diwali, a festival when every Indian cleans the home and when cleaning becomes an obsession for all of us. And the culture insight for this cleaning is a belief that the goddess Lakshmi will enter the house and shower prosperity only if it's clean. But then our belief of how we define our horizon of home strikes us. We treat our apartments to be our homes, and as a result, focus on cleaning from inside to make it Diwali ready. But what about the surrounding and city? It is left behind. Don't we think that if roads leading to the house are dirty, then how can the goddess Lakshmi will enter the house just by brightening it from inside? We had the right opportunity, that is, inspire people to be responsible toward the society along with the home. And to leverage these, we have a culture in context in form of Diwali, where cleaning is important. And a powerful cultural insight that people ignore surroundings in the belief that Goddess Lakshmi will enter only clean homes. We married all this to form a strategy that this Diwali extend the horizon of cleaning from home to surrounding, thus not only making our home, but also our city Diwali ready. And thus was born our integrated communication platform, Why Just Clean Home. With this initiative, actually, we're moving away from a brand-led activation and almost shake-up of a culture to create a new movement towards a more civic-minded consumer. Let's see, how did we bring alive the idea?
In India, there's no bigger festival than Diwali. While the days just before Diwali brings an obsession for every Indian household, be it the floors or the backside of the doors, be it any corner or every single drawer, rooftops or doorknobs, cleaning doesn't stop. Because people believe that this is the way to welcome the goddess of prosperity into their houses. Freudenberg Gala, one of the leading manufacturers and distributors of cleaning tools in India, redefined that old belief and made people rethink. If the roads leading to the house are dirty, how can one believe that Goddess Lakshmi will enter the house just by brightening it from inside? Thus, this gave birth to a Freudenberg Gala initiative. Hashtag Why Just Clean Home. So what did we do? We created a buzz around pre-Diwali cleaning time with hoarding announcements at every locality. We partnered with the leading radio station, Radio Mirchi, asked consumers to call, comment, share, highlight the areas that needed to be cleaned.
Hashtag Gala Shine On Squad, hashtag Why Just Clean Home. Just take a picture of that place and share it on the number 90821 49576.
And Gala Shine On Squad landed there, replaced littered streets with beautiful rangolis, making it Diwali ready. The people resonated with the thought through our first time ever creative use of the roads as a media touchpoint. Another media touchpoint that we created was our digital microsite that gave live updates of how this initiative was growing. And we took it a step further with a 360-degree digital coverage of the campaign. Soon, we started turning heads, with Radio Mirchi promoting this initiative on their handles. We gained even more visibility and a higher reach with TOI covering our initiative with an article. And in just 2 weeks, we reached 5.5 million people. The growth? Take a look. Sales growth up by 140%. Brand awareness up from 83% to 97%. Brand trial up from 83% to 94%. Brand relevance score up by 9.5%. And the impact? With over 8.5 tons of garbage cleared and over 82% of Mumbai localities cleaned, we were massively successful in our cultural movement that led to an extension of the horizon of cleaning from just households to surroundings. And through this campaign, we made Gala brooms a part of people's Diwali celebrations and also our audience's life.
The thought behind this is really beautiful. It says that we shouldn't only clean our houses, we should also keep our neighborhood clean.
कचरा साफ करके उधर वो लोगों ने रंगोली डाले है और रंगोली डाल के वो लोग ने अपनी दिवाली की शुभकामना दिए है। गाला वाले को मेरा धन्यवाद।
Yeah, with this initiative, Gala actually shattered all the norms of the category and addressed all the challenges. Number one is that Gala took bold point of view on cleaning from home to surrounding. The second is Gala initiated the culture conversations and made people part of this cultural momentum. And the third is Gala impacted the consumer's life, which is more than important, with a relevant topic resulting in with a heightened brand equity. Now, this campaign really opened the consumer's eyes to the civic responsibilities and gave a new perspective towards the garbage within the homes and littering outside. It's a small step, but it's a start towards the change that is required. Last 1 minute does not mean home. then why just clean home? I'm just repeating it once again. If 4 walls does not mean home, then why just clean home? Thank you.
Thank you, Dhirendra. Smita, can you please announce the next presenter's name?
Yeah, sure. The next presentation is from Mindshare for Castrol Active Mechanic to Show Mechanic.
Jyoti Pawar is the presenter, and please be ready. Do you remember? Please let us know when you are done with scoring.
All set. Go ahead.
Okay, thank you. And Jyoti, please share the screen with the computer audio. Make sure that you're sharing it. And you can start the presentation. Your time starts now.
नमस्ते। शुरुआत 4 पंक्तियां सुना के करना चाहती हूँ। अर्ज किया है, उलझन कितनी भी बड़ी हो, मुश्किल की कोई भी घड़ी हो, उलझन कितनी भी बड़ी हो, मुश्किल की कोई भी घड़ी हो, जिसे हवा का रोग मोड़ना आता है, हर टूटा दिल जोड़ना आता है, जिसे हवा का रोग मोड़ना आता है, हर टूटा दिल जोड़ना आता है। हम निभाते हैं अपना फर्ज ताकि इंडिया की रफ्तार कभी ना हो कम। नमस्कार, मेरा नाम साइली, मैं एक मैकेनिक हूँ। वैसे तो फिक्स टाइमिंग है, पर कभी कभी टाइम बे टाइम पे जाना पड़ता है। अब काम ही ऐसा है। पहले पहले अजीब लगता था, लोग शॉक हो जाते कि एक लेडीज मैकेनिक है। अब तो इस रिएक्शन की आदत हो गई है। पति के जाने के बाद एक गैरेज में जॉब स्टार्ट कर दिया। दूसरे मैकेनिक लोग को हेल्प करती थी, पर जब कभी वो नहीं आते तो सारा काम रुक जाता था। तब थाम लिया और आखिर में मैंने काम सीख ही लिया। आज मैं कोई भी 2 व्हीलर, बाइक, स्कूटर अकेले रिपेयर कर सकती हूँ। गाड़ी को क्या पता सुधारने वाला आदमी है कि औरत। एक मुश्किल का तो जवाब दे दिया, अब थी दूसरी मुश्किल। एक तो मैकेनिक और ऊपर से लेडी मैकेनिक। लेडी होने के कारण हमेशा कस्टमर्स हुनर पे सवाल उठाते। हम मैकेनिक के काम को झुकी नजर से देखा जाता है। कस्टमर्स भी ज्यादातर हमारे ग्रीस से भरे हाथों को देखकर हमारे अच्छे काम को नजरअंदाज करते हैं। कोई हमसे ठीक से बात भी नहीं करते। बहुत बुरा लगता है। लोगों को हमारे हुलिये के पीछे लगने वाली हमारी मेहनत, हुनर और पसीना कभी नहीं दिखता। पर थैंक्स टू कैस्ट्रॉल इंडिया, जिसने लाया सबसे अनोखा कॉन्टेस्ट, एक ऐसा मंच जिसने बहुत कुछ सिखाया और हमें दिया वो दर्जा जो आज के पहले किसी ने नहीं दिया। आज बनी मामूली मैकेनिक से कैस्ट्रॉल सुपर मैकेनिक। अच्छा लगा जब खुद की फोटो अखबार में और बड़े बड़े पोस्टरों में देखी तो काफी कस्टमर्स देख के पहचानने भी लगे। और क्या चाहिए। अब देखिए मेरे मैकेनिक से सुपर मैकेनिक तक सफर इस वीडियो के द्वारा।
Castrol Oil has always been focused on product innovations, whereas competitors have always been backed by celebrity endorsements due to low involvement of the consumers. Thus, mechanics became the key decision makers, bridging the gap between brand and consumers. Yet, they are ignored in the marketing chain. While we were facing high competition and very little demonstrative product differentiation, we had to not only get the consumers to purchase our products, but also pay a premium compared to our competitors. And hence, our objective was to build loyalty among the mechanics so as to drive preference and sales for the brand. India has over 1 million mechanics who ensure that 250 million vehicles that ply on our roads are safe and sturdy. We conducted extensive research with over 1,000 mechanics across the country to understand their pain points. The research revealed that mechanics were motivated and felt disrespected, leading a life of anonymity. And a large section of the mechanic community had no formal training and learnt everything on the job. However, they constantly looked for upskilling but had no means to achieve the same. Having understood their pain, Castrol decided to be their empowering agent to elevate them to lead a life of pride by giving them due respect and recognition. Thus, we developed Castrol Super Mechanic, a one-of-a-kind reality show cum masterclass in the form of a televised series. This was an industry's first initiative aimed at upskilling the mechanics and giving them a larger-than-life platform. The program had 3 critical pillars. Mechanics were given tasks to perform, basis which they progressed in each round. Conducted physical training with real-life simulations by industry experts. Acknowledged the Castrol Super Mechanic winners with glamorous and prestigious award function. The execution of this campaign was rolled out in phases, starting with a promo created with Ravi Dubey and with inspirational stories of mechanics to drive participation, followed by on-ground activations across mechanic workshops, curated IVR registration in multiple languages, weaved in TV protagonists into the storyline of fiction shows inviting mechanics to participate, held masterclass partnership with ASDC. Campaign was cut into multiple TV episodes followed by a grand finale. While most brands were driving celeb endorsement campaigns, it was important for Castrol to build real connection with mechanic community to build advocacy. This campaign was successful in bringing back the pride and respect to this undervalued community, and in return, they rewarded the brand with engagement and loyalty.
For an initiative at this scale, we faced many challenges. Mechanics are spread across the country and they do not leave their garage for anything, as it results in loss of business. This meant we had a massive task of persuading and building confidence of mechanics to participate in a program that was built to acknowledge, reward, and upskill them. This initiative helped Castrol connect with lakhs of mechanics, build a relationship with them by delivering a program that understood their pain point and provided skill enhancement on the latest technologies, as well as aspiration of recognition. We created hero moment for not just the winners, but also the city-level shortlisted mechanics through personalized ads in hoardings and newspapers, celebrating their achievement as well as showcasing their life journey on TV episodes. Castrol gained by building advocacy, loyalty, and year-long engagement with the mechanic community. This wasn't just a brand activity, but a social upliftment initiative for mechanics, a sustained initiative program for years to come, and something that has been adopted by other Castrol offices globally. Thank you very much.
Thank you. And Smita, can you please call out the next presenter?
Yeah. Now we are on the last presentation of the particular session. We want to Mindchef, Domex, bringing India back on track.
Ankita is the presenter. Ankita, please be ready with your presentation and
Yes.
share the screen with computer audio.
Yes.
And we will let you know when to start the presentation.
Well, this would be the concluding presentation for the day, and we'll be done with 16 presentation with this. So post this, I would like to have a feedback from the jury members about the way in which this whole session, judging session, has gone, because it's the first time we have organized the case study presentation online. So over to the presenters.
Yes. Please let me know once my time starts and I'll go.
Sure. Jury members, are we good to go for the next presentation?
Please go ahead.
Okay.
Okay. So I'm going to
Ankita,
start.
You can start the presentation. Your time starts now.
Okay. Thank you very much. Hello, respected jury members. Today I'm here to talk about our favorite city. Mumbai. I'm sure you recognize this voice. It's iconic to Mumbai, Bombay. Well, कुछ इस शहर को बॉम्बे कहते हैं, कुछ मुंबई, और यहाँ के रहने वाले अक्सर इसे बम्बई कहते हैं. और इस शहर को बिना रुके चलाने वाली बम्बई की लोकल. ये सिर्फ आर या पार ले जाने वाली ट्रेन नहीं, सिर्फ लोकल नहीं, ये तो बम्बई की लाइफलाइन है मेरी जान. चाहे वो दरवाजे पे लटक के हवा का मजा लेना हो या कोई फेवरेट आंटी के साथ डब्बा शेयर करना, डब्बे वालों की लाइव परफॉर्मेंसेस पे तालियां बजाना हो या फिर लेडीज कंपार्टमेंट में सब्जियां काटना, ये सिर्फ लोकल नहीं, ये बम्बई की लाइफलाइन है मेरी जान। चाहे स्टेशन पर लेना हो चाय बिस्कुट का ब्रेक या कोई चीज पहुंचाने की हो देर, बेचने खरीदने की हर चीज मिलेगी यहाँ, सपने देखने का वक्त भी मिलेगा वहां, क्योंकि ये सिर्फ लोकल नहीं, ये बम्बई की लाइफलाइन है मेरी जान। और इस लोकल का असली मजा मंजिल तक पहुंचने में नहीं, इसके सफर को जीने में है। तो चाहे कोरोना हो या कोई अन्य वायरस, इसे पटरी पर उतरना ही था। लोगों में डर कितना भी हो, जिंदगी को आगे बढ़ना ही था, और इसे जीने लायक बनाने का जिम्मा लिया हमने, डोमेक्स ने, क्योंकि ये सिर्फ लोकल नहीं थी, ये बम्बई की लाइफलाइन है मेरी जान। मगर कैसे? What did Domex do? वैसे तो डोमेक्स एक टॉयलेट क्लीनर ब्रांड हुआ करता था, बट कोविड सिचुएशन को देखते हुए डोमेक्स एक्सटेंडेड इट्स पर्पस ऑफ सेफगार्डिंग पीपल फ्रॉम germs and viruses, and it entered into a new yet relevant category, the disinfection category. Domex बना इंडिया का फर्स्ट ब्रांड टू यूज सोडियम हाइपोक्लोराइड, which eliminates 99.9% कोरोना वायरस फ्रॉम सर्फेसेस। तो ये क्लियर है कि डोमेक्स का क्लेम सुपीरियर था, बट देयर वाज वन चैलेंज, that it was not being able to build resonance with customers or credibility with its consumers in this new category. So our objective became twofold. One, to drive awareness for the brand, for Domex, in this new category that it had entered into and break the clutter. Two, to actually build trust amongst these consumers, to actually make them believe in this new claim that Domex had come up with. And come on, seeing is believing. So that became our strategy. We decided to act instead of speak. We decided to bring Mumbai, our very Bombay, back on track. An initiative where Domex disinfected 5 of the busiest stations of Bombay and helped वो लाखों लोग जिन्हें रोज travel करना पड़ता है, commute करना पड़ता है to earn a daily wage. We decided to tackle the fear that people had with regards to commuting daily. And here's how we did it.
The Mumbai locals, also known as the lifeline of the largest metropolitan in India, literally carries the population of New York every day. These stations accommodate 14 to 15 people per square meter during peak hours. COVID-19 outbreak 2020 brought everything to a standstill. After 11 months, the Mumbai local was opening itself up, with people touching railings, counters, benches. They posed a grave threat of contracting the virus. Domex, with the aim of driving awareness and the power of eliminating 99.9% of the coronavirus, strived to wipe out this threat by bringing Mumbai back on track, using an integrated media approach. We disinfected some of the busiest stations of Mumbai with 3 million people commuting daily. A crew of disinfectors sanitized the station, platforms, counters, railings, staircases, and benches for 18 hours every day. Regular station announcements reminded commuters of Domex's initiative.
Mumbai, back on track.
We grabbed the attention of commuters hooked onto their phones with a touch of reassurance. Using polygon mapping and a time-based programmatic approach, we targeted these commuters with personalized messages in real time with a clear messaging of when exactly the station was last disinfected. We targeted millions of people with a unique creative. Outdoors nudged commuters about the Domex disinfection, and the initiative immediately caught the attention of mass media.
The team of 6 cleaning specialists are disinfecting platforms, ticket counters and toilets, making a Mumbaiker's journey safe and secure.
Because I think this is a great initiative.
डोमेक्स के बंदे ना बहुत अच्छा काम कर रहे हैं.
Definitely feel safe.
इनको देखकर अच्छा लगता है कि कोई है जो हमारा ख्याल रख रहा है.
So as you saw, Julie, Domex got on the front line and actually helped people feel safe. For example, our time-triggered alerts reassured commuters. Our outdoor media reminded people that they are being taken care of. Station announcements actually drove recall for the initiative. Print authenticated the initiative. TV drove conviction for the consumers at home. Radio actually drove engagement around the initiative. So all our media came together to drive the impact of our initiative, to drive the impact of the safety measures which were being undertaken by Domex on ground. And that's not it. We actually ended up reaching 60% of our targeted audience. We did not just help people. We actually also drove brand results with the 200 basis points increase in top of mind scores for Domex. The campaign also received recognition and appreciation from our very clients as well as industry forums. But jury members, what really sets Domex apart? That we did not just claim or communicate. We actually made a difference to millions of lives and helped Mumbai continue its journey. क्योंकि ये सिर्फ local नहीं थी ना, ये बम्बई की lifeline है मेरी जान. Thank you, that's my case.
Thank you, Ankita. Thank you. And a big thanks to all the jury members, all the presenters. Here we are again on the second day in the morning session. The time was 1 o'clock to get the whole session over, but here we are 46 minutes ahead of the scheduled time. So everybody has done a fabulous job. Presenters, jury members, and the team. Shraval, Nitin, Smita, Gopal, Suresh, Matthew, everybody has done a fabulous job from the ad club side. So I'm going to request the jury members, since this is the first time we did it, we have gone online actually and done the presentations in as many as 21 years. So this is a new thing, and I think it has, you please announce your name and give us a feedback, your honest feedback of what did you think about this experience. We have some time on hand actually.
So Bipin, Kedar here.
Yeah, Kedar.
Wonderfully managed by the team. It was quite seamless. And, with you and your team, I can always be assured that we'll be efficient and end on time. So thank you. I really enjoyed the experience. And I really, like that you guys respect our time by starting and ending on time.
Thank you. So sweet of you. Thank you. Next, anybody else?
Yeah, hi, Archana here.
Yeah.
I think I echo what Kedar and everybody is saying in terms of saying that it was brilliantly done in terms of time management, and like there were no technical hitches which happened. I think what I liked about the last category was all the presenters actually put their video on. I think maybe that's a feedback we could give to others, because typically when we do it on ground, we are able to see the presenters, right? That's what I actually, I thought that's one feedback I would want to really give. And I really like that about the last category. So otherwise, I think it was very well done, and really managing the time was brilliant. I've never seen this happening on ground, but I think on virtually it was done much better.
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
Hi, Anuj here. I think very well organized, and it was running like clockwork. I think the advantage of this format is that you can take half a day out and get done with something very important, learn on the way as well. In a physical meeting, there are other advantages, but the total time commitment starts becoming much higher. So I think a blended approach, even as you go forward, would be something great, to incorporate into the way of judging, and you can have more judges' participation as well. So very well organized, and all the best.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Anuj. Thank you.
Hi, Bipin. Hi. I think it was a wonderful. I think it's very well organized. I think time's been the essence, which never happens in things like this. So I think it was brilliant. I think the entries were wonderful. It was quite difficult to actually judge in the last categories. I know that the final category, that was the third round, More or less everyone had a vision, there was a statement, and there was a much larger objective to the complete play. So brilliantly done. Thank you so much. My respects to the rest of the jury.
Thank you, Prasenjit. Thank you. Lovely to have you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, we are done, right?
Yeah. Sorry, you